What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury. You know, I know every fighter has a yin and a yang, especially Tyson, the Gypsy King Fury, especially here on Counterpunch Boxing News on this channel. And the yang of Tyson Fury, I feel that I haven't, or I have to remind people exactly what Tyson Fury has done in his career. Okay. And let's start with this positive list of things that Tyson Fury's done. Okay. Tyson Fury was a sure underdog in 2015. Okay. He was an underdog in 2015 against Vladimir Klitschko, a guy that's been reigning for 9 years, that him and his brother had the heavyweight division sold up. They had some of the most, they had some of the most bizarre contracts. You beat one, then you have to fight the other, things like that. And Tyson Fury basically came in and made a buzzkill. Okay. He stopped the streak. Tyson Fury is a streak stopper, right? He did it to Deontay Wilder, right? Even in 2018, okay? After the Klitschko, you have to look at it. You think about Tyson Fury, though. You think about his career. You think about what he did in 2015. And I have to remind people, UCAD handled that piss poor, okay? And I want to make that apparent. The high levels of nandrolone was in 2015. Understand, they didn't suspend him until like late 2016. Okay, they did the same thing to Eric Molina as well. They waited a long period of time to actually place the penalty on him or whatever. Okay, and that just goes to show you, like, why did you wait? Was it anything else you had to do first? No. I think they decided, and they prey. I think UCAD preys on certain fighters. And Tyson Fury, in that case, was that fighter. Okay? He was that fighter. He was that guy that I think he got a bad deal. Now, did he cheat or not? I think he cheated, but the way they handled it was piss poor. Okay? So I think he had other problems besides that. A lot of people might think it, but, you know, it might have been both. He might have been stressed out because of the UCAD, but I mean, of course, by the time he was going to fight Klitschko again, he was already spiraling out of control. Okay. So he took 3 years off, and in that year and so, he gained 400 pounds. This man lost over 150 pounds or something like that, right? 120 pounds. And that was remarkable all by itself, especially if someone was on drugs, was an alcoholic, that thought about committing suicide. So he came back from mental illness from a dark place in his career, okay? And the next significant thing that he did, it wasn't, yes, it was far few in between. However, what did he do in those 3 years? Counterpunch. Nothing, really. Think about it. 15, rest of 15, 16, 17, and then 18, he had 2 tune-ups for some guys that we never heard of, right? Then he went in there with a very active, dangerous puncher like Deontay Wilder, which was the reigning and defending WBC heavyweight champion of the world at that time. And he called him out. Wilder accepted it. And he took Wilder 12 rounds. And he did that and took the power. He displayed his boxing ability, but he took those punches as well. One in the 9th, one in the 12th. He got back up. Remarkable. Okay. So then Tyson Fury signs with ESPN. He fights Tom Schwartz, fights Otto Wallin. He gets 2 real bad cuts on the side of his face by Otto Wallin. And he survived, and he fought 10 rounds with those cuts. Okay. So he still stayed composed with those cuts that could have been, that fight could have been stopped, right? And he didn't look like the same fighter, okay? So if anything, I think it was a good idea for him to go to Sugar Hill because he didn't look the same against Otto Vailene. He looked good with Tom Schwartz, but Otto Vailene, he looked like he was overtrained. Then he beats Deontay Wilder in dynamic fashion, something that we didn't even know that we didn't even know that he had it in him, right? Messing around with Javon Sugar Stewart Hill, right? And he became the Slayer. One thing about Tyson Fury, if Tyson Fury fights Dillian Whyte, and then fights Alexander Usyk and beats Alexander Usyk, this will make the third time that he stopped a trend, that he stopped a streak. You know, so Tyson Fury is that guy that comes in and stops people's streaks. Okay? Stops that continuation in his tracks. With whatever and however he does it, if he has to get off the canvas and do it, he still gets it done. Those are the facts about Tyson the Gypsy King Fury. And Tyson, I feel, has the fighting spirit in him. He is 100% a fighting man. But anyway, I was just dropping you guys, just showing you some yang on the positive tips of Tyson Fury because I felt compelled to do that because I want people to know that I know what Tyson Fury is capable of doing, his ups, his downs, his accomplishments, the things that people thought he couldn't do. And for the record, in 2018, he wasn't even supposed to make it to the 12th round, let alone win. So, I mean, everything was against Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.